Hi everybody, Ricky here. Welcome to my living space. Remodeled this a few years ago, and when I moved back in 2018, it was just a turnkey operation. So glad you're here with me. And I miss you guys, first of all. Miss you a lot. There's gonna be a lot of hugs going on in a few weeks, I think. So Power One, again, glad you're here. Meet in child's pose, please. Knees out wide, hips back. Just nestle in here. Some slight little movements to get in as comfortably as possible. Nice surrender position here. Maybe imagine the earth just kind of gently caressing you, like a little hug from the earth. If you like, you can press your hands forward to get your hips a quarter of an inch closer to your heels. Just start to melt in here. Forehead on your mat, of course. Sometimes we like to kind of roll our forehead left and right, massage it. With our forehead on the mat, it can also remind us of humility and being humble. The word humility comes from the same root word as humus, meaning from the earth. So a little connection to the earth. We're going to speak a little today about connecting with ourselves inward, of course, as we always do in my class, and as well as during this time connecting outward as well. Maybe there's another person in the room with you, maybe they're across town, or maybe they're up in Des Moines taking this class. Taking a big breath through the nose. Open mouth, let it out. Another one through the nose. Listen to the exhale as you release it. Listen to the inhale, fill up. This time keep the lips sealed. Exhale, let it out. And keep breathing just like this. Ujjayi, victorious breath. Specifically victorious over all the busyness of the mind. Exhale here. Inhale up to tabletop. Breathe here. Wrists right under your shoulders, knees directly under your hips. And if you're like me, my tendency is to kind of let my back arch a little bit, so lift your lower back a little bit. So you create a neutral spine. Keep your breath going. Breathe in here. Exhale, cat pose. Back arches up. Keep breathing here. If you want to bring a little extra strength and warmth to the posture, pull the hands back toward the knees. Exhale here. Inhale, cow pose, breathe here. Gaze goes up. You can even have your eyes closed if you like. Try to go to a depth where you can just feel a little something in your spine, or you might feel a little tightness in your belly in this posture. Breathe in here. Exhale to cow. Inhale, cow, excuse me, I misspoke. Exhale, cat. Shame on me, I have two cats, I know better. Inhale, cow. Curl your toes under. And exhale, downward facing dog. Hips high. Work it out. What's going to feel good to you here? Usually the slower we take anything, the more attention we're going to bring to it, the more awareness we're going to find it. And usually find little places that were a little bit tight, or just a little sticky maybe. And the slower we move, more likely we are to find those places. Make sure your hands are nice and flat on your mat. We tend to bubble up sometimes with the palm of the hand. Go ahead and settle into your dog now. Relax the heels down. If you like, you can lift the toes. That's what I've been working on the past couple of years, is heels low, but try to lift my toes a little bit. If they don't lift, it's totally fine. But you will feel something in the front of your legs if you do lift the toes. toes. And once again, it brings more attention to what we're doing, more awareness of things inward. And when that happens, we become more aware of things outward. On your inhale, look forward. And exhale to the top of your mat, ragdoll. Usually more comfortable to have a fairly wide stance here. Confirm that the outer edges of your feet are parallel to the sides of your mat. Opposite hand at elbows if you like. Again, do you, and the slower you move, more likely we are to find something that says like, yeah, that feels good there. Teaching ourselves, training ourselves to not rush through things. Not rush through inward things or outer things. Not rush through conversations with people. Not take others for granted. Heel to your feet to wherever you normally practice. As you exhale, release your hands down toward your mat. Doesn't matter if they touch. And inhale, soft knees, ragdoll. Excuse me, standing at attention. Hands to heart center. Keep breathing here. Lift your toes off your mat. Press down with your feet. Feel your kneecaps rise. A little more attention to what we're doing, a little more awareness. Lift your pelvic floor muscles. Squeeze your bottom two front ribs in. I nag about that every class. Breathe in. Exhale, lower your arms, palms toward the front. Inhale, mountain pose, rise up. Breathe here. Keep pressing down with your feet. Pull your arms down into the shoulder sockets. Mountain pose indicates it's strong as a mountain, stable as a mountain. Breathe in here. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, half lift, and keep breathing here. I just realized I forgot the Chaturanga demo. I hope you'll forgive me. I'll try to give you a couple extra cues as we go through. So try to create that little neutral dip in your lower back. Breathe in. Exhale to plank. Hold and breathe here. Try to create more space between your shoulder blades by pushing down, not aggressively, but assertively with your hands and arms, and let your core support you here. Nice way to do that is like you did in tabletop a while ago. Pull your hands down toward your knees. Breathe in here. Exhale, lower to your belly. Take it as fast or slow as you like. Breathe in the small or baby cobra and keep breathing here in this posture. Point your toes straight back. Leverage your toes down. It will lift your kneecaps a little. So again, legs have a little bit of strength here too, not only when we're standing. Breathe in here. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to tabletop or plank. Listen to your exhale, down dog. Breathe in, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. A little pause at the top of your breath. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain. Strong legs will help bring you up. Exhale, fold. Look up as you come down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plank. Breathe in, shift forward. Knees can go down if you like. Exhale to your mat. Breathe in, smaller baby cobra, lift the chest, toes press down. Exhale, release. Inhale brings you up, tabletop or plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice, guys, one more. Inhale, look forward, lift your heels. Exhale, forward fold. Listen to your inhale, halfway up. Listen to the exhale, forward fold. Strong legs again. Inhale, mountain pose, arms up, gaze up, reach up if you like. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, half lift. Exhale, plank. More space between the shoulder blades, strong legs. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale to your belly. Breathe in, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, tabletop or plank. Do you. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, look forward. Exhale, travel, forward fold. Breathe in, half lift. Strong back, strong glutes. Exhale, fold. Find a pause at the bottom of your breath. Inhale, chair, and breathe here. Very light in the toes. Rooting into the heels. Hug your outer glutes in toward each other. Keep your bandhas engaged. Pelvic floor up, bottom ribs in. So lots of core here. If your shoulder's giving you the grief like mine do a lot of times, I bring my hands heart center. A little space between your heels if your toes are touching. If not, just parallel the sides of your feet to the sides of your mat. Breathe in here. Exhale, chaturanga. So I didn't do the demo, please forgive me. So you can do this from your knees, or you can go to straight down dog, or the full expression by coming down halfway. Breathe into upward facing dog. Sorry, that was a long breath, I know. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift, don't swing your right leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Breathe here. Draw your right hip back a little. And if your left hip is falling a little, lift it. And if you're not sure if it is, assume that it is. A couple more breaths. So the long breath massages the posture. It sends a message to the body that everything is fine, I'm relaxed, you can relax too. Exhale here. Inhale, warrior two. Rise up, open up. You're not sure what it looks like? Something like this. From the side, this. Build it from the ground up. Knife edge of the back foot. Press it down firmly. Press down to the knuckle of your front big toe. Track your front knee over the ankle. It tends to want to sickle in sometimes. So you got to draw it out to the side a little bit more. Open the hips. It opens the hip a little bit more. Inhale here. Exhale to your extended side angle. Reach on the way there. Elbow can rest on your thigh if you like. If you're feeling a little stronger, you can just straighten the elbow. Top arm can reach straight up or top corner of the room. Try to get a little more weight into the back leg. Exhale here. Inhale, reverse warrior. Keep that front knee nice and bent. Strong, long back leg. Try to bubble up the arch of your back foot. Long breath. Create that little pause at the top and the bottom of the breath. Breathe in here. Exhale, take it down. Chaturanga of choice. You can go straight to down dog. You can take it from the knees. Inhale to upward facing dog if you took chaturanga. And exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, slow lunge. That's a hint to step through slowly. We get stronger when we do things slowly. Breathe here. Keep your legs strong. You can be light on the fingertips if you like. Or if you're feeling a little extra spicy, lift the fingers off your mat. Exhale here. Inhale to warrior two. Breathe here. Knife edge of the back foot, nice and secure into your mat. Strong leg, no need to lift the kneecap though. So relax your shoulders down. So there's a softness there and there's a strength as you pull the arms into the shoulder sockets. Inhale here. Exhale to your side angle. Breathe here. Again, stronger back leg. You're going to get a little more weight in the backyard there. Rotate your ribs to the right. Exhale here. Breathe in reverse warrior. Keep your knee where it is. Try to lower your left hip crease a little bit. Straighten your left elbow. And continue to pull your arm into its socket. Breathe in here. Exhale, chaturanga, whatever that is for you now. Use your inhale to up dog. It's an easy one to kind of forget about. And exhale to downward facing dog. Very nice. Breathe in. Exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, half lift. Exhale, fold. We're flowing. Inhale, chair. It's just one breath, so land that. Exhale, fold. Strong glutes, strong back. Take you down with a flat back. Breathe in, a half lift. Exhale, I got to say it once a class, chimichanga. Breathe into upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, slowly step through, low lunge. Breathe in, warrior two. Exhale to your side angle, strong back leg. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to upward. Exhale to downward. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale to side angle. Inhale, reverse. Keep your knee bent. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time through, guys. Inhale, gaze forward, bend your knees. Exhale, forward fold, however you like to get there. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Listen to the inhale, chair pose. That's it. Exhale, fold. Notice the difference when you hear your breath. Breathe in, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. I'll challenge you a little bit here. Get the lungs empty as you come down halfway. Inhale, come up, upward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg. Spread your toes. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Fill your lungs. Exhale, side angle. Pause at the bottom of the breath. Breathe into reverse warrior. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale to your side angle. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Sigh it out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend your knees, bring them down to your mat. Have a seat, cross your ankles, and lie down for Supta Baddha Konasana sit-ups. So knees out wide, soles of the feet together. Cup your ears with your fingertips. So put your fingertips just behind your ears on the back of your skull. Inhale here. Exhale, crunch it up. Inhale down. Exhale, crunch. Inhale down. Exhale, crunch. Keep it going on your own. If you want a little extra spice, you can lift the feet off the mat as you crunch up. Do what you can to keep the elbows wide here and not pointing up toward the ceiling. And the last thing I'll invite you to try to focus on, lift the chest straight up, not so much toward the front wall in front of you. 2 more. And return to your back. Bring your knees to reverse tabletop, so 90-degree angle. Left elbow to your right thigh. Exhale here. Inhale down and switch sides. So you inhale down to your back, and exhale over to the opposite side, right elbow to left thigh. Inhale down. Exhale to the right. Inhale down, keep going on your own just like this. Spread your toes, your leg will feel a little bit lighter, and if you want to add a little more, extend the opposite leg as you're reaching across the body. And as always, the slower we move, the stronger we get. Let's take 2 more each side. 1 more each side. And release. Feet down to your mat. Set up for bridge pose. So kind of nestle your shoulder blades underneath you a little bit. And press into all 4 corners of your feet. So for me, that means I need to press into the inner part of my feet a little bit more, because I think most of us, the knees tend to want to fall out to the sides. So exhale here, and thinking more, using your thighs more than your glutes. Inhale, lift your hips. Breathe here. Tuck your tailbone forward. Option for the famous robot arms, will give you a little more leverage to press your elbows into the mat. Or some of us might want to squeeze the side of the mat. That can help open the shoulders a little bit. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the hips down. Supta Baddha Konasana, knees out wide. Soles of the feet together. Just give it a rest here. Belly lifts and falls. And again, every time the more often that we're aware of our breath, the more connected we are inside. And just, even if it's symbolic or a metaphor, taking a big breath here, full of love, full of light, and exhale, share that with everyone in the world, going through a lot of us are feeling this really disconnection with other people. And, it's temporary, but it'll be all the sweeter when we're all back together. Please bring your knees into your chest and come up to a seat, or you can come into Malasana if you like, while I demo our peak posture, which I'm sure you know is crow pose. So as always, strong foundation. You can't see my fingers right now on the mat. It's just the way the camera is. But no bubbles under the hands. Think strong arms. Bring the knees to the triceps. Look forward. Lots of core work here. Maybe lift one foot off the mat. I'll bring it back down. Maybe I lift the other foot off the mat. And you're still working the core even with one leg up, one foot up. And maybe I'll bring both feet off the mat one day. This is a posture that took me 6 months of trying before I landed years ago. And I still think it's harder than side crow or hurdler or everything else because it takes so much more core strength. So let's give it a go. Hands out strong and wide. Knees to the triceps, and maybe you stay right there. As long as you try to squeeze yourself into a little ball here, your core is going to be working and you're getting stronger. So mission is still accomplished. Play here for about 30 more seconds. Offer a challenge to keep your Ujjayi calm breath going in crow. Not an easy thing to do. Let's give it about 10 more seconds. Just go where you are today. It's perfect. Yoga is not a competitive sport. So just take it where you need to today. And let's release, guys. And meet back in downward facing dog. Reset your breath. Breathe in. Exhale, let it out. Breathe in. Exhale, let it out. And let's move on. Breathe in, lift your right leg. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Long, strong back leg, high back heel. So the higher you can get the back heel, the more stability you're going to feel, unless you took a short stance. Sometimes that can make it a little more awkward. So if you got a short stance, maybe wiggle the foot back a little bit further. Tuck your tailbone under, and if there's any tightness in your lower back, maybe bend the back knee a little bit. Keep breathing here. Pull your arms down into the shoulder sockets. Breathe in. Exhale. Prayer twist, revolve lunge, excuse me. Lift your left hip. Strengthen your back leg. Squeeze your bottom front ribs into the body. You'll feel a little more depth in your twist. If you have variations, take them. You know what to do. Let's take about 2 more breaths here. Breathe in. Exhale, runner's lunge. So your back knee can stay off of your mat if you like. Knee can come down if you like. Again, please do you. For some of us, we like to bring the elbows down to a pair of blocks. Or maybe elbows to mat for a couple of us. But most importantly, keep the breath going. It's sending energy through your body. the pranayama. The prana meaning it's the energy, the life force, and it rides on the breath. As we exhale, it sends that sacred energy through us. If you're on your elbows, come back up to your palms. Step back to plank. Inhale, plant your left hand under your face. And exhale to your side plank. Maybe that means you have your bottom knee down, that's fine. If you want more today, knee comes up. Reach, spread your fingers. The higher your hips go, the lighter you're going to feel. So I'll cheat a little bit sometimes and take a little bit shorter of a side plank. Helps me to feel a little more buoyant. Breathe in here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hands down, hips back. Breathe in, lift your left leg. Exhale, slow lunge, step it through. Use that strong inhale. Crescent lunge, up you go. Breathe here. Build your foundation. Knuckle to the front, big toe. Back heel over the toes. Rotate your pinkies in toward each other for the outer rotation of your arm. Strong hips, left hip back. Let's take two more. Breathe in here. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, shift forward. And exhale, revolve lunge. Keep breathing here. It's a little bit tight to breathe into a twist. So I think I mentioned on the other side, it helps me if I pull my bottom ribs in a little bit, and if I exhale a little bit deeper, we can make more space for an inhale. Lift your right hip. Let's take two more. So good for your spine, these twists. Breathe in. Exhale, runner's lunge. Both palms inside your left foot. Take your option, knee up, knee down. If you've got other variations like thigh stretch or whatever, do you. It's all good. Once again, the breath, if it's long and soft, it's helping the body to relax the tendons, the muscles. Let's take one more cycle of breath. On your inhale, come on back up. Step back to plank. Plant your right hand just below your face. As you inhale, rise up, side plank. Bottom knee can be down or up, your choice. If one side feels a little more strong or weak than the other, that's completely natural. Arch your hips up if you can. Takes a little more effort, but they do get lighter once they get higher. Let's take two more. Building strength. Breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Breath out. Big breath in. Breath out. And inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, low lunge. We've been here before. Inhale, warrior two. Your body remembers. Exhale to your side angle. Breathe in, reverse warrior. And exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten your front knee, reach forward. And exhale, triangle. think I got that backwards. I'll fix it on the other side. Press down into your back heel. Rotate your front thigh outward and isometrically push your front foot forward. Try to shorten the distance between your ribs and your hip, the top ribs. So your obliques should be like 99.6% right now. Exhale here. Inhale to star. And exhale to horse. So the knees can tend to fall forward here. Draw them back. And have your shoulders back over your hips instead of hunching forward. If you want to play here, you lift one heel or the other heel, maybe both heels, and you'll wobble here. So, little story, sorry if you've heard it. Practicing yoga years ago, it took me 5 years to figure out why they called this horse pose. Exhale here. Inhale to star. Exhale, warrior two. Breathe in, reverse warrior. And exhale, windmill down. Chaturanga. Breathe into upward. Exhale, downward. Inhale, lift your left leg. Spread your toes. Exhale, low lunge. Take a nice long stance. Inhale, warrior two. Back, knife edge of the foot, heavy. Exhale to your side angle. Reach your arms and pull them into the sockets. Inhale, reverse warrior. Bubble up the arch of your back foot. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front knee. And exhale, reach forward and tick-tock down into triangle. So your top ribs, top hip, try to squeeze them a little bit closer together. Get that view here. This little space here, we want to try to get it shorter. So we don't want any rounding. See how I've got a round going on right now? I want to try to straighten this out. All of this. Rotate your back thigh to the right. 2 strong feet here. Let's take about 3 more breaths. This is a tricky posture. I call it tricky asana. Nice. Breathe in here. Excuse me. Breathe out. Inhale up to star. Parallel your arms. Parallel your feet, because your feet are probably going out kind of like this right now. So bring them in parallel. Press into the outer parts of your foot. Inhale. Flat back. Come on down with a little bit of a back bend if you can. So use your outer glutes. Pull your butt bones up toward the ceiling. So if you can view me here, I'm trying to create just a little bit of a dip in my back instead of this. So it takes a little more glute strength and back strength. So 2 strong legs, kneecaps lifting because you're pressing into the outer foot. You can reach the hands further back if you like. Great for the hamstrings, good back strengthener. Getting into your lower couple of chakras very nicely here, especially if you're engaged in our legs and core as I requested. Exhale here. Bend your knees. Inhale up halfway. So again, flat back. Exhale, hands to your hips. Inhale, star. Exhale, warrior two. Listen to the inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, take it down. Chaturanga, last one, guys. Listen to the inhale, up dog. That's a tricky one, I know. And exhale to downward dog. Beautiful. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, half pigeon. Knee comes into inside the right wrist. Right foot over toward the left wrist. And if you stay upright here for a moment, you'll probably feel a big back bend. I should never tell you what you should feel. Excuse me. And if you like, you can kind of sleep it forward into sleeping pigeon or snoring pigeon. You breathe in and you exhale. Some of you might be rolling your eyes right now. That's okay. Surrender into this posture is what this posture is all about. From here on out, our practice is all about surrender. I'm going to invite you to still keep an awareness to your breath. It's going to change what we're doing. When we change how we do something, it changes what we're doing. And again, as we breathe in, that prana from the infinite universe supplied by the infinite creator, and then when we exhale, we send that energy out to the world, to all those who we feel we are disconnected. There's fewer hugs going on, fewer hands shaking, fewer people how should I say? I feel a huge number of us are becoming more acutely aware of others that we had kind of, not in an abusing way, taken for granted, but just kind of in an unconscious way, forgot about. Breathe out here. Inhale, sneak yourself back up. And as you exhale, make your way to three-legged dog. And you do whatever feels perfect for you here. Three-legged dog, usually opening the hip up to the side of the room. And you can flip your dog if you like. If you prefer, you can flop it or flap it. And return to downward facing dog. On the inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, half pigeon, left knee in. Set yourself up in your little pigeon nest. Look over the opposite shoulder to get the hips and to get your back leg nice and straight, and that also gives you a little hip adjustment, which is advantageous here. Breathe in, proud chest. And exhale, go ahead and walk forward. And again, the name of the thing here is surrender. My very favorite of the yamas and niyamas is the last of the yamas. To surrender to that force, that being, that entity, however you define creator, to surrender to that, to know that everything is always in its perfect order. That our mind sometimes tends to want things to be a certain way, in particular not the way they are right now, for example, but to remember little jewels like this that yoga and other teachings have offered us, really takes the load off. Takes the load off the mind. We're very often trying to change a situation into something that's not really. Take a couple more breaths with a soft belly. So your belly probably was soft, but the fact that you become aware of it, it got a little more soft. That's how powerful we are as people, as creators. Exhale here. Come on back up. Takes me about 7 moves to do it. Do it however many it takes for you, the three-legged dog. If it feels good, open it up. Sometimes it feels good to just kind of slowly move around. In other words, what I'm trying to say is whatever feels best to you is the perfect thing to do. Inhale, lift your leg, three-leg dog. Exhale, downward dog. Breathe in, look forward. Exhale, knees down, last time. Extend your legs forward. Proceed to forward fold. Lower the camera a little bit here. And yep, we're still running great. So send your legs out long. I always try to remember to pull my toes back. So please pull your toes back. Spread your toes. Sometimes it feels good to kind of scoop out the flesh from behind. What I used to call glute scoot boogie. Breathe in, reach up. Your bottom ribs probably poked out, so pull them back in. And exhale. Reach out. It doesn't matter how far you go. And that's sometimes our mind gets involved in it and says, I want to go further, or you need to go further. You're not as good as that other person who can do this better than you. And all that stuff is just gibberish. And we start to feel separate from one another when we start thinking that we're not as good as, or they're not as good as. And I would invite us to remember that there's only one of us here. We're all in this together. And we're going to be just fine. Actually, we are just fine. Keep your quads engaged. Take a few more breaths here. We're going to stay a little bit extra time because I've never taught a class to nobody in the room before, which is really strange. Hopefully I'll get used to this. And thanks very much for being here, guys. If you're ever in my class, I miss you. Just a few more breaths here, remembering that we're no more than, no less than anyone else. We're all in this together. Exhale here. Inhale, soften your knees and roll on up. And roll down to your back. Draw your right knee into your chest. Maybe outside the ribs a little bit. Send your left leg long out on your mat if it's not there already. Breathe in, squeeze the knee. And exhale, supine twist, right knee toward the left. Usually feels good to slide the hips over a couple inches to the right here. Makes that hip stack a little bit easier. And as I was saying earlier, it's the position we want to surrender into instead of trying to hold ourselves into a twist. This is all about relaxing the lower back, which gave a lot of effort during your practice today. And anyone else that was practicing another class, another practice, another sequence, anywhere on the planet, we're all in this together. We all practice together. We raise our vibration from practicing and sending all that beautiful prana through us and energy. And we also raise the collective vibration of the whole planet in doing this. So we not only practice for ourselves, we practice for the whole world. And I personally believe for the entire universe and all of its beautiful dimensions. Exhale here. Inhale, come on up. Squeeze both knees into your chest. Hug your butt bones down toward your mat while you do this. And exhale, extend your right leg long. Inhale, squeeze your left knee in for a couple of breaths. So if it doesn't cause any pain, you give it a pretty good squeeze, because your arms are not nearly as strong as your hip. Otherwise, you look pretty funny. Try to get the visual in there. Breathe in here, squeeze it. Exhale, supine twist to your right. Maybe hop the hips over to the left a few inches. Left arm can go out to letter T if you like, or maybe goalpost the arm, but have the palm up. Soft belly. There it is. It just got softer. Eyes can be open or closed. Breath can be autopilot or conscious. You, hundreds of thousands of other people on the planet, in love with your practice. Another one of the many things which unite us, which remind us that we're not separate to begin with. One of my favorite teachings in my class, you hear me rave about it, it's called the Law of One. And it says that there's only one of us here. We're each a part, a fractal of that one infinite, whatever you define it as, is. Exhale here. Inhale, come back to center. You can squeeze both knees in. And happy baby, guys. So the way to keep this honest is to keep the head and shoulders on the mat and your butts, your butt bones on the mat. But let's just say the sacrum on the mat. Sacrum is that big flat triangle shaped bone at the bottom of your spine. So reach for the back of your hamstrings, your knees, your ankles, or maybe for a couple of us, the outer edges of our feet. And maybe rock side back and forth, more of a back massage. Readjusting the spine all at the same time. Breathe in. Exhale, release. Set up for your Shavasana. So get nice and long. Try to get your heels out quite a ways from your hips, but at the same time, you still want to try to create a sensation of plugging the thigh bones back into the hip sockets. Palms up, arms somewhat alongside of your body. And create that little altar for your heart by nestling your shoulder blades a little closer together and walking them down toward your hips just a teeny bit to elevate the heart. That part of you, the seat of your soul, and your soul is always connected to all the other souls on the planet and throughout the entire universes. Yes, I said universes plural. Soften your eyes into their sockets. Breathe in here. Exhale Shavasana, and I'll come get you in a little while. Notice your breath again. Belly lifts and falls. Maybe feeling gratitude for your practice. Maybe rejoicing in others' practices. Maybe feeling well in your life, even if we're questioning things in these times. And knowing that others are going through it too. Take a big inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Knees into the chest one at a time. If you have a better way to do it, please do that. And exhale over to your right. Fetal pose. Knees up toward the chest. Fetal posture is, for me, an easy place to remind us that we are secure, that we are safe. That Ishvara Praninaha, the surrender like we spoke about earlier. Please keep your eyes closed or heavy. And on your inhale, come on up to a seat. Just face any direction you like. Eyes stay closed, the most important thing. As always, how we do something is more interesting than what we do. Hands to your heart center. Maybe like you've never met it more in your life. Just maybe. Thumbs pressed into your sternum. We're going to take one Om together. Exhale for me. Inhale, fill up. Keep pressing your thumbs into your sternum. I'd like you to feel the vibration as you now exhale. Ow. And that vibration is uniquely you, as mine is uniquely me. And together we make this beautiful harmonic symphony together. Everyone in the city, the world, the universes, and all their beautiful dimensions. Thumbs to the third eye to remind ourselves of that divinity in every being. Breathe in here, and honoring that divinity in every being, we bow forward and say, Namaste. Nice going, guys. I miss you, monkeys, a lot. And I love you. And I'll see you as soon as we can see each other. Okay? Bye, guys.